I told you that right now, at this very moment, you might be living inside a computer simulation? Or that your past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously? No, this isn't a philosophy lecture. This is the power of pure, unfiltered science fiction. Forget the capes, forget the spandex, and definitely forget the multiverse-jumping superheroes. Today we are diving deep into the abyss. We are counting down the top 10 most mind-blowing sci-fi movies of all time. The films that warped our brains, challenged our perception of reality, and left us staring blankly at the screen long after the credits rolled. We're starting with a classic time travel romp, and working our way up to the single most ambitious, confusing, and brilliant piece of cosmic art ever created. Buckle up, because we are going from 10 to 1. Let's get into it. 10. Back to the Future, 1985.
But Dr. Brown is about to change all that. About to meet his future father.
Flying saucers from outer space!
Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is the film that proved mind-blowing doesn't have to mean depressing. Robert Zemeckis' Back to the Future is the ultimate time travel comfort food. But don't let the fun tone fool you. This movie is a paradox-filled masterpiece. The genius here isn't just the flux capacitor, it's the rules. When Marty McFly accidentally interferes with his parents' meeting, he doesn't just change the future, he starts erasing his own existence. That iconic scene where his siblings begin to fade from a photograph? That introduced the ripple effect to mainstream pop culture. It made the abstract concept of a temporal paradox tangible and terrifying. What makes this truly mind-blowing is the sheer structure of the plot. Marty has to orchestrate his own parents' romance, all while trying to get back to 1985. The film juggles incestuous subtext, rock and roll, and nuclear physics without breaking a sweat. And let's not forget the ending, when Doc Brown shows up in a flying DeLorean saying, "Where we're going, we don't need roads." It's the ultimate cliffhanger that recontextualizes the entire adventure. It's pure, joyful, temporal genius. 9. Metropolis, 1927. At number 9, we have to go way, way back. Fritz Lang's Metropolis is the godfather of all sci-fi. It was released in 1927, yet it predicted almost everything we talk about today. Artificial intelligence, massive wealth inequality, and the dehumanization of the working class. The mind-blowing factor here is the scale and the vision. Think about it. Computers didn't even exist when this was made, yet Lang crafted a world of skyscrapers, flying cars, and a subterranean workers' city. The central idea is the Maschinenmensch, a robot duplicate created to destroy society. But the twist? The robot is given the face of the saintly Maria to manipulate the masses. When the robot goes rogue, it dances in a decadent nightclub while the city floods below. It's a visual and thematic feast that directly influenced every dystopian movie that followed. The idea that technology could be used to control the hearts and minds of the people through spectacle is terrifyingly relevant today. For a silent film, it speaks volumes about the human condition. 8. Children of Men, 2006. Coming in at number 8 is a movie that feels less like science fiction and more like a documentary from a parallel, tragic timeline. Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men imagines a world where humanity has become infertile. No children have been born for almost 20 years, and society is collapsing into fascism and chaos. The mind-blowing element isn't the technology, it's the absence of hope. In most apocalypse movies, there's a cure or a hero. Here, the hero isn't a soldier. He's a cynical bureaucrat tasked with protecting the first pregnant woman in 2 decades. The technical mastery is second to none. Cuarón uses several long, uninterrupted takes that drop you right into the heart of the combat. You feel the grit, the dirt, and the desperation. But the most mind-blowing moment is the silent, breathless scene when the soldiers stop fighting to listen to a baby's cry. In a world filled with noise and violence, a single innocent sound brings a war to a halt. It's a profound statement on the value of life that will leave you speechless. 7. Inception, 2010. At number 7, we enter the architecture of the mind. Christopher Nolan's Inception is the ultimate heist movie, except instead of stealing diamonds, they are stealing ideas by planting them deep inside someone's dreams. And the kicker? They are going into a dream, within a dream, within a dream. The mind-blowing part of Inception is the layered reality. We have to keep track of 3 or 4 different levels of consciousness simultaneously. The action has to be synchronized across these levels. One kick in one level wakes you up in another. The sequence where Joseph Gordon-Levitt fights in a rotating zero-gravity hallway is not just a cool visual. It's a narrative necessity based on the physics of the dream world. And then, of course, there is the ending. That spinning top. Does it stop spinning? Does it keep going? Nolan refuses to tell us, and that ambiguity is what makes the movie immortal. It forces the audience to question the very nature of their reality. Are we still dreaming? If you can't tell the difference, does it even matter? It's a cerebral thrill ride from start to finish. 6. Arrival, 2016. Slipping into number 6 is a film that redefined what alien contact could look like. Denis Villeneuve's Arrival isn't about lasers and space battles. It's about linguistics. It's about communication. The movie introduces us to the heptapods, aliens who communicate using complex circular symbols. As the linguist, Louise Banks, learns to read this language, her perception of time begins to change. The mind-blowing twist is rooted in the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, the idea that language shapes the way we think. Because the heptapod language is non-linear, Louise begins to experience time non-linearly. She starts remembering things that haven't happened yet, specifically the life of her future daughter, who dies of a rare disease. The big reveal is that she knows exactly what is going to happen to her daughter, and she chooses to have the child anyway. She embraces the pain and the joy simultaneously. It's a heartbreaking, intellectually profound take on determinism. The movie asks, if you knew the future, would you change it? Or would you live it because the beauty is worth the pain? 5. Interstellar, 2014. At number 5, we get scientific. Christopher Nolan returns to the list with Interstellar, a movie that took theoretical physics and made it the emotional core of a father-daughter story. This is the film that made black holes a household topic. The mind-blowing concept here is time dilation. On the water planet, Miller's Planet, the gravity is so intense due to the proximity of the black hole Gargantua that 1 hour on the surface equals 7 years back on Earth. Watching the crew return to their ship to find their colleague has aged decades, while they only experienced a few minutes, is one of the most haunting depictions of relativity ever committed to film. But the real brain melter comes at the end. To save humanity, Cooper falls into the black hole. Instead of being crushed into a singularity, he enters a tesseract, a 5-dimensional space constructed by future humans that allows him to manipulate gravity across time. He communicates with his daughter in the past by sending quantum data through a watch. It's messy, it's ambitious, and it relies on love being a force that transcends dimensions. Whether you buy into that or not, the visual spectacle of the black hole, accurately rendered by actual physicists, makes this an absolute masterpiece of cosmic terror and wonder. 4. Alien, 1979. Coming in hot at number 4 is Ridley Scott's Alien. But hold on, this isn't just a slasher movie in space. Alien is mind-blowing because of its cosmic horror and its implications about human insignificance. The film opens with the crew of the Nostromo investigating a distress signal on a desolate moon. They find a derelict alien spacecraft and inside the fossilized remains of a gigantic elephantine creature known as the Space Jockey. This creature is massive, it's clearly been there for eons. The mind-blowing realization is that we, as humans, are not the center of the universe. This creature was carrying a cargo of xenomorph eggs, and it crashed long before humanity even evolved. The xenomorph itself is a biological nightmare, but the true shock is the life cycle. The facehugger, the chestburster, it's a bioweapon that uses human bodies as incubators. And the android Ash reveals that the company knew about it. They sacrificed the crew for the specimen. It's a bleak nihilistic universe where corporations, AI, and aliens are all conspiring against humanity. It's the perfect fusion of sci-fi and sheer primal fear. 3. Blade Runner, 1982. At number 3, we have the philosophical noir classic Blade Runner. Ridley Scott's second entry on our list is a visual feast that asks the most fundamental question of all. What does it mean to be human? The film is set in a future where genetically engineered beings called replicants are used for off-world labor. They are so human-like, you can only tell them apart through a deep psychological test called the Voight-Kampff test. The story follows Rick Deckard, a Blade Runner tasked with hunting down rogue replicants. The mind-blowing twist is the profound empathy the film generates for the inhuman replicants. Roy Batty, the leader of the rebel replicants, isn't a villain. He's a slave desperately searching for his creator to extend his 4-year lifespan. The climax, where Roy saves Deckard from falling and delivers the tears and rain monologue, is arguably the greatest moment in sci-fi history. But the question that breaks everyone's brain is Deckard a replicant? Ridley Scott says yes, but the text leaves it ambiguous. Does it matter? The movie suggests that the ability to love, to fear death, and to appreciate life makes you human, regardless of your biology. It's a mesmerizing, rain-soaked meditation on the soul. 2. The Matrix, 1999. We are at the silver medal, and it goes to the film that defined the turn of the millennium. The Wachowskis' The Matrix is the ultimate mind-bending action movie. It took the ancient philosophical concept of a brain in a vat and turned it into a high-kicking, leather-clad, bullet-dodging thrill ride. The premise is simple but devastating. Reality is a lie. The world you see, the food you eat, the job you work, it's all a massive simulation created by sentient machines to keep humans sedated while they harvest our bioelectrical energy to use as batteries. The mind-blowing moments are endless. There is no spoon. The ability to bend the rules of physics within the construct. The immediate realization of how disconnected our senses are from actual truth. The red pill and blue pill moment has become a cultural shorthand for awakening to an uncomfortable truth. But the real genius of The Matrix is how it layers its philosophy. It draws on Gnosticism, Buddhism, and Baudrillard's simulacra. It asks us to look at our own lives. Are we going to work every day in a comfortable loop, or are we going to break out and see how deep the rabbit hole goes? It's a movie that actively makes you question your own existence every single time you watch it. 1. 2001, A Space Odyssey, 1968. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number one most mind-blowing science fiction movie ever created is Stanley Kubrick's monumental epic, 2001, A Space Odyssey. Why is it number one? Because it doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't explain itself. It is pure, abstract visual poetry. It starts with the dawn of man, where ape-like hominids discover the use of a bone as a weapon, spurred on by a mysterious black monolith. Then, in one of the greatest jump cuts in film history, we leap millions of years into the future. The plot is famously sparse, but the themes are infinite. It explores evolution, artificial intelligence, and the birth of a new species. The monolith acts as a catalyst for growth, pushing humanity to the next stage. Then we have HAL 9000, the red-eyed, monotone computer who is arguably the scariest villain in cinema. He isn't angry, he's just efficient. His murder of the crew is silent and chilling, representing the chilling logic of AI unbound by human ethics. But the final 30 minutes, the Stargate sequence. Kubrick essentially invented psychedelic cinema. The swirling colors, the bizarre landscapes, the rapid pacing, it represents a human traveling beyond the known universe. He ages rapidly in a strange, minimalist room, and then finally transforms into a star child, a giant cosmic fetus looking down at Earth. It is ambiguous, it is confusing, it is pure cinema. Kubrick challenged us to expand our minds beyond the confines of linear narrative. 2001 is less a movie and more a religious experience. It asks the ultimate question: where do we come from and where are we going? And there you have it, the 10 sci-fi films that changed the way we see the universe, from the time-traveling DeLorean to the cosmic rebirth of the Star Child. Did we get the number one spot right? Or do you think Inception or The Matrix deserve the crown? I want to hear your take. Drop your favorite mind-blowing sci-fi movie in the comments below. And if I missed one you love, let me know. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next countdown. Thanks for watching, and remember, reality is just a matter of perception. See you in the next one.